Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel as Mike's Talks and Thoughts here, back in with another Mayans MC review for you guys. And today we are here with episode number 8 for Blacks, Crackle, and Drag. And of course here we are approaching closer and closer each and every time to the series finale for Mayans MC. And this episode here was kind of what I expected it to be. A nice solid episode with nothing too crazy, but there were still some shocking moments to keep you prepared for the penultimate episode, and of course building more foundation for how they're going to end this show here. So of course here I will be going into spoilers like I do every week for these Mayans reviews, so if you have not seen the episode yet, go watch the episode and come back to this video once you have. But yeah, let's just dive into this episode here. Lots to talk about. So in the first scene here, we get to see the two guys from the Mayans dressed in SOA. They are dragging the bodies of Diaz, and I believe it was one of his other members as well. I forget the guy's name. But dragging their bodies, staging it for the Grim Bastards to find so that they can sort of help the Mayans and be on their side. And this is something we had been looking for all season, was what is going to be the answer for Marcus Alvarez? You know, we had seen glimpses of Alvarez this season, but he has not gotten himself back into the game yet. And what is the thing to pull Marcus back into the game? Of course, it being Diaz's death here. Diaz is one of his OGs, you know, one of the main guys in Mayans, man. And he just goes after the Sons, man, looking for answers. And the one guy says, man, this is something in your own backyard. And saying this was not the Sons' doing. And Marcus just feeling so distraught at everything. And real interesting to see, man, how Marcus is going to end up in these last few episodes here, man. Sort of easing his way back in to what's going on with the Mayans now. Going to be very interesting to see here. And then I guess the other big storyline that I really need to cover is Hope and Coco's daughter Letty here. So from the last episode, or the previous episodes, I should say, Letty has been now working with that woman group that the Mayans have sort of been trading with. And of course, this is to help Isaac here. Isaac was the one who was in on all her drug busts, and he sort of now has her playing double agent here, trying information here out of Letty here, and he's kind of holding Hope as hostage to get Letty to cooperate. You know, Letty is just not having it much anymore. She's trying to get to Hope, and Hope is just in there miserable, man. You know, she has this interesting conversation with Isaac, and we also get to see Terry sort of turn into a good guy in this episode, which I never thought would happen. As Letty is sort of spying on Isaac and the Sons when they leave from where they're at. She tries to, of course, get in, and Terry, of course, stages it to where they break in. So that was interesting to see here, Letty and Hope getting out. But then easily the most heartbreaking scene of this episode was once you saw Hope get out that car, man, you knew what was going to happen. Hope just had no desire anymore, and you could just see in her eyes, man, that she just couldn't run. She just didn't have it in her, man. And stepping in front of that semi truck, man, it was so crazy. I knew it was coming, and Letty was playing off so dumb, like you could easily tell that she was going to, you know, of course, jump out in front of that semi here, but just happening so quickly to her. So crazy to see here. And yeah, that's it for Hope's character, and Letty is just so distraught, and this is really going to take a big toll on her, man. She has been through so much with Coco's death and now Hope's death. Really crazy to see. And speaking about death here, lots of death in this episode. Like I said, Hope's death, and even last episode, which was filled with death, the aftermath of Diaz's death. And now we have the aftermath of Creeper's death. Creeper gets this funeral here at the Mayans hold. A nice tribute here from Creeper's sister here, talking about how much the Mayans meant to him, and how each member was so impactful, and this is like where he belonged. And you can just see Easy, man, like knowing that he had something to do with this. And then he kind of comes out and says, I got Creeper killed, but he kind of puts it in a way to where he says, I couldn't protect him on the inside. We got our protection after he was gone. So just putting it all on out there. And we get to see here at Creeper's funeral, Taza comes back and pays his respects, has a nice little conversation with Bishop here, bringing back some old times. In this episode as well, we have a little bit of Felipe and Miguel, sort of their bonding moment, and the building blocks for that. And of course, Felipe finding out about Alita and Angel trying to take care of this kid now. Really messy situation there. And of course, Gilly and his sort of inner family struggles here that he's been dealing with since last season here, trying to get that all right and together. And Easy, of course, just like I said, being so on edge with the whole Creeper situation. And then now worrying about the war, of course, but gets promising news from the Grim Bastards. They get word back, of course, that about Diaz, and the staging goes good for them to where now the Grim Bastards are on their side. So they have the Sam Crow surrounded, man, basically on all sides. They have Grim Bastards against them on the inside. They have the prison working for them. So Mayans are definitely locking shit down right now, but man, I have a bad feeling this is going to blow up in their face come next episode. Something's going to happen, because they end this episode off where the cooking business, where of course they were making the drugs and being able to buy this protection in prison, is lit on fire here. And we get to just see people freaking out and what's going to happen here. So that was interesting to see, and is really a good ending point for the Mayans were looking so good, so much sadness and death and situations like that, but they were looking like they were going to be on top here at the end here, with them securing an alliance with the Grim Bastards, and of course their alliances that they had already, but now having to deal with their warehouse burning down. It's going to be very interesting to see where the penultimate episode goes from here. And for this episode here, I'm going to give it an 8 out of 10. I think it was a solid episode here. It definitely gave us enough to push forward here. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, if I had to give like an OMG moment from this episode, it'd probably be Hope's death. It's probably the most impactful thing from this episode, of course, especially for Letty's character and where she's going to end up in the end. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff with Sam Crow, or just the Sons in general here, moving forward in these last 2 episodes. They're really pushing this war until the very last minute, man. Yeah, we'll see how everything goes here. And I guess I will see you guys here next week for the penultimate episode. And of course, might make a predictions video for the finale once episode 9 is finished. But I definitely do think that they have some big plans in store for us. So yeah, that's going to do it, everyone, for this Mayans MC review. Take care and peace out.